Playdate! Oliver and I are here to tell you that we're so happy it's December because that means this month's theme is perfect portraits. Now you may be wondering, what's a portrait? A portrait is a representation of someone. That means some kind of image like a drawing or a painting or a sculpture or a photograph that shows what they look like. A lot of times, portraits might just be of someone's head and shoulders, but it might show more of their body, might show them doing something. A lot of times, they're sitting still, like this, or maybe like this. Those are just two examples of portraits, but why don't we look at some more examples from the museum's collection?
This portrait is a photograph of a bride and groom on their wedding day. Can you see another person on the right side of the photo too? Look at the bride in the center. She's wearing a white wedding dress and veil, and she's holding hands with her groom who stands next to her. She's standing next to a table with a wedding cake on it, and she looks relaxed and happy. We see her smile, and her eyes are looking directly at the camera. We can tell that this is a day of celebration for her. This portrait is a print of a man with a beard. His head is tilted downward, and it looks like his chin is against his chest. His eyes are also looking downward, or maybe they're closed. The man's eyebrows and the lines in his forehead are pointed downward toward his nose at the center of his face. His mouth is closed, and the one corner of his mouth we can see is slightly turned down. Is he sad or tired? He doesn't look happy like the woman in the photograph. His expression tells a different story. The third portrait is a colorful painting of a man. Unlike the other man, he is facing forward and looking right at us. The lines in his forehead are pointing down toward his nose, but one eyebrow is down and the other is up, almost like he is curious or asking a question. His mouth is closed, and the lines of his mustache and beard make it look like the corners of his mouth are turning down. Is the man upset? Maybe he's looking at something that makes him feel confusion or wonder. There's a lot we can imagine just looking at these faces.
Did you like seeing all those different portraits? Isn't it fun to use clues to tell what kind of feelings that people have in their portraits? Right now, we're going to meet one of my friends, Megan Heinrich. She's a really great musician, and she's going to show us how we can think about emotions in music. Ready?
Hello, my friends. My name is Miss H, and I'm a music teacher for Milwaukee Public Schools. It's great to be with you here today for your Playdate with Art and Music. Music can be a great way to express our feelings, just like the feelings that we saw in some of those portraits. Can you show me your best happy face? And when we're happy in the song that we're going to be singing, we're going to clap our hands. Can you clap your hands with me? But sometimes we're feeling sad. What about a sad face? Can you show me your best sad face? And music can sound a little bit different when we're feeling sad. So when we're sad in this song, we're going to cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. But sometimes we're feeling angry. And it's okay to let that anger out when we're feeling angry. And one way that I like to do it is to stomp my feet. Can you show me an angry face and stomp your feet? Because you're feeling so angry. But hopefully you'll be feeling better soon. In fact, my favorite way to feel is excited. Can you show me an excited face? And when I'm feeling excited, I like to jump up and down. Woo! All right, get ready to sing with me and listen for whether we are happy or sad or angry or excited. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you're sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. you're sad and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're angry and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're excited and you know it, jump up and down, woo! If you're excited and you know it, jump up and down, woo! If you're excited and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're excited and you know it, jump up and down, woo! If you're excited and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're excited and you know it, jump up and down, woo! Woo! Sorry, I got a little too excited there.
Wasn't that a great performance by Megan? I love her music. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make our own mix and match faces to show different emotions. And what you need for this one is some index cards. I have these. They're blank on this side and they have lines on the other side, so you can use these. You can also just cut up pieces of paper if you want to do that, but these are kind of nice because they're already cut. And then also for this you need a marker. Probably just one color. I'm going to use black. You can choose whichever one you like. You might want to do some more decorating later, but for right now, I'm just going to use the black. And I'm going to count out 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 index cards, and then 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have those 2 piles. And what we're going to do is on these 6, we're going to draw different eyes that are showing different emotions. And on these 6, we're going to draw different mouths that are showing different emotions. What do I mean? I'll show you. So let's do the eyes first. I'm going to start out really simple, and I'm just going to do 2 nice dots. And those are just 2 eyes looking. And then I'm going to think about, what are some other emotions that eyes can show? When you're sad, maybe you're crying. So I'm going to do 2 dots again. But on this one, I'm going to draw some tears. This person's sad, they're crying. What about when you're really happy and maybe you're laughing? Maybe your eyes are closed because you're laughing so hard. So I'm going to draw 2 closed eyes, and I'm just going to do that with 2 little curves like this. How about when you're angry? What do your eyes look like when you're angry? Do you see how my eyebrows are coming together? I'm going to exaggerate it a little bit. I'll do my 2 dots again, and I'm going to draw 2 eyebrows going down. Ooh, angry eyes. How about when you're surprised and your eyes go, see how my eyes get really wide and my eyebrows go up? Ah! How would I draw eyes like that? Let's see. I'm going to do my 2 dots, and I'm going to do 2 really high up eyebrows like this. Ah, surprise! And let's see, one more. I'm going to do eyes that are just open really wide. So I'll do 2 big circles with little dots inside. So can you tell these are really wide open eyes? Woo! Maybe they're surprised, maybe they're scared. All right, so I have my 6 eyes. Now it's time to do 6 mouths. Take the first one in my second pile, and let's start with, how about a smile? For this, you can kind of think about, if you know emojis, you can imagine the different emoji faces. Here's a smile. Does it look like I'm smiling? And what if you're laughing? You're really happy someone told you something so funny. I'm going to do a straight line and then a curve. And I'm going, ah. How about, remember the surprise face where I was like, eyebrows up, eyes wide open? Maybe my mouth is like, ooh. So I'll just do a big circle that I'm coloring in for a mouth going like, ooh. Does that look like it? Ooh. Oliver's here to help me with making some mouths. Okay, if I'm angry. Remember, we have our eyebrows like this, and maybe I'm kind of like, "Grr." My mouth is kind of turned down. I'm a little bit mad. Maybe my mouth is a wiggly line like this. How about if I have no expression? I'm not smiling, I'm not frowning, I'm just kind of like, straight across. I'll do one straight across line. And, oh, remember that crying face? Let's do another mouth that shows crying. Curve down, maybe a little bit open, like, wah. All right, so I've got my 6 eyes and my 6 mouths. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pile them back up. So here's my mouths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my 6 eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I'm going to do is mix and match them to make different faces. Oh, here's one already. This is the crying eyes with that wiggly mouth. Ooh, maybe it's someone who's a little bit unsure. They're thinking like, oh no, what's going to happen? Let's try another one. I'll flip to my next two. Oh, this one's interesting. Mad eyes but smiling. Maybe someone's mad, but they're smiling because they know, ha ha ha, I'm going to get my revenge. I don't know what's happening. Ooh. Let's try one more. Oh, this one's funny. This is just our regular dot eyes and our straight across mouth. Maybe this is just someone who's like, I don't know. Whatever. They don't really have much of an expression. Let's try one more. Here's my eyes with the eyebrows up, and then a big laughing mouth. Maybe this person was surprised, and then they're laughing. Maybe they saw their cat, like Oliver, who's over here, and he's doing something funny. Maybe he's chasing his own tail, and they're going like, oh, here's someone with eyes closed and with a sad mouth. Maybe they're not crying, but they're just going, wah. Oh, that poor sad person. And my last one, oh, this is a good pair. Wide open eyes and oh mouth. Oh my goodness. What is that person looking at, I wonder? Must be something very surprising. So you can take all these, you can shuffle them up, you can mix up the eyes and the different mouths. Maybe you can even imagine what the person is seeing or what they're saying, and you can make all different types of expressions by mixing your cards up. And you can add more. If you want to do more than 6, you can do as many as you like. So give it a try, and you can show us what you make if you like. You can share. I'll give you more info about that at the end. I hope you like that. Right now, it's time to have our big smiles because Megan's going to perform for us again. Ready? Let's go see what she's doing.
Today we're going to make a musical portrait of a fellow named Iken Drum. Now when you hear the word drum, you probably think of music. A big round drum that looks something like this. And Iken Drum's face is round like a drum because he lives in the moon. And here is how his song goes. There was a man lived in the moon, in the moon, in the moon. There was a man lived in the moon, and his name was Iken Drum. Can you make a big moon over your head and sway back and forth while we sing that? There was a man lived in the moon, in the moon, in the moon. There was a man lived in the moon, and his name was Iken Drum. Now what makes Iken Drum special is that his whole face is made of different kinds of food. And we're going to start with his hair. In my family, we love to eat spaghetti squash. So we're going to give him hair made of spaghetti squash. It's all curly like this. And if you would like to get a piece of paper and draw Iken Drum right along with me, you can draw the same things I am, or you can think of your own kinds of food. For now, we're going to tap on our hair and sing His Hair Was Made of Spaghetti Squash. His hair was made of spaghetti squash, spaghetti squash, spaghetti squash. His hair was made of spaghetti squash, and his name was Aiken Drum. Do you like pepperoni pizza? My kids do. So we're going to give him some eyes made of pepperoni. I'm going to make them kind of swirly like this. There's one pepperoni eye. And here's another pepperoni eye. Can you tap right next to your eyes? Don't poke yourself in the eye. And sing, his eyes were made of pepperoni. His eyes were made of pepperoni. Pepperoni, pepperoni. His eyes were made of pepperoni. And his name was Aiken Drum. Now I think we need some vegetables on his face, so I'm going to give him a nose made out of broccoli. And what color is broccoli usually? It's green. So here is a nice green broccoli nose for our friend Aiken Drum. Can you tap the beat on your nose while we sing, his nose was made of broccoli? His nose was made out of broccoli, broccoli, broccoli. His nose was made out of broccoli, and his name was Aiken Drum. We better have a fruit to go with our vegetables, so we're going to give him some ears made of apricots. You ever had dried apricots? They're really tasty and sweet. We're going to give him some apricot ears, maybe even a fresh apricot if it's summertime. Can you tap that beat on your ears and sing, his ears were made out of apricots? His ears were made out of apricots, apricots, apricots. His ears were made out of apricots, and his name was Aiken Drum. We can throw in something a little sweet, I think. We're going to give him teeth made of marshmallows. So some nice little mini marshmallow teeth right here. And he's a pretty happy guy, so we're going to give him a smile. Can you tap next to your smile and sing, his teeth were made out of marshmallows? His teeth were made out of marshmallows, marshmallows, marshmallows. His teeth were made out of marshmallows, and his name was Aiken Drum. And finally, we're going to give him a beard, and we're going to have a beard made out of pancakes. I just love eating pancakes every Sunday morning. Put some pats of butter on them and some maple syrup. There is his pancake beard. Can you tap on your chin like you have a beard and sing, his beard was made out of pancakes? His beard was made out of pancakes, pancakes, pancakes. His beard was made out of pancakes, and his name was Aiken Drum. All right, get ready to put them all together. Start with a big moon over your head. There was a man lived in the moon, in the moon, in the moon. There was a man lived in the moon, and his name was Aiken Drum. And his hair was made of spaghetti squash, spaghetti squash, spaghetti squash. And his eyes were made of pepperoni, pepperoni, pepperoni. And his nose was made out of broccoli, broccoli, broccoli. And his ears were made out of apricots, apricots, apricots. And his teeth were made out of marshmallows, marshmallows, marshmallows. And his beard was made out of pancakes, pancakes, pancakes. There was a man lived in the moon, in the moon, in the moon. There was a man lived in the moon, and his name was Aiken Drum. I hope you had fun making a very silly portrait of Aiken Drum with me.
Oh, wasn't that another great performance from Megan? Oh, I could listen to her play all day. So right now we're going to put everything together we've been looking at and listening to. So the artworks we saw from the galleries, Megan's music, the cards that we made before, and now we're going to make our own portraits. You can use markers like we used to draw the portraits if you like, or crayons, colored pencils, basically anything you like. I'm going to use paint right now. So if you have paint, you can paint along with me. I have these look like watercolors, but they're actually tempera cakes. We like to use these for museum. And I have my Milwaukee Art Museum paintbrush. I have a little paper towel here to dry off my paintbrush. I have some water here in my cup, and I have a piece of paper. So let's get started. A portrait, like I said at the beginning, usually is just of a person's face and shoulders. So that's what I'm going to do today. But if you want to paint more than that, or you want to do multiple people, you can do that too. But if you want to do a face, our faces are usually kind of an oval shape, not quite a circle. It's a little bit more tall than it is wide, right? So I'm going to wet my brush, and I'm going to make some wacky colors for my face today, I think, so it doesn't have to be realistic. I'm going to do purple. So I'm going to get that paint a little bit wet. Can you see it's getting wet? And I'm going to paint a nice oval shape. There we go. There. Does it look like a face yet? Maybe not. Next thing I want to add is the eyes. And I'm going to think about what kind of expression I want my person to have. Remember all those different artworks that we saw earlier? Some people were happy, some people were sad, some were angry. So think about what kind of face you want to have. Uh-oh, Oliver wants to be on my portrait. Ollie, sorry, I need to paint right now. Thank you. I'm going to make a portrait of someone who's maybe they're tired. Maybe their eyelids are heavy, their eyes are closing. Maybe their mouth is kind of going like, they're falling asleep. Have you ever had that feeling? Sometimes maybe when it's close to bedtime, you've already eaten dinner, and you're starting to get a little bit sleepy. Ooh. So that's what I'm going to paint. Oliver, excuse me, I need to paint, please. Thank you. Okay, so the eyes, when we're painting a face, they're actually just about halfway down the oval. So right about here. It's okay if it's not exactly halfway, but that's where our eyes are on our heads. I'm gonna make, let's see, green eyes. So let me get my green paint a little bit wet. And to show sleepy eyes, so the eyes are not open wide like this, they're kind of like partially closed. So I'm gonna do the two eyelids. Oh, and actually, if I just leave it like this, it looks like someone who's asleep, right? But my person's not asleep quite yet. They're still awake, but they're really tired. So I'm going to add kind of half of a circle underneath to show that their eyes are a little bit open. Can you see now this person's kind of like, oh, I'm sleepy. Okay. Next, we can do the nose. And we know our nose is right between our eyes, a little bit down. So let's make an orange nose. This is a very colorful face. Get that orange nice and wet. Our noses kind of have like a triangle shape, so I'm gonna do just part of a triangle. There's the nose. Ooh, this person looks so sleepy, don't they? Let's add a mouth so we can see what their mouth looks like. How about a blue mouth? Get my blue paint a little wet. And this person's mouth is kind of straight across, maybe a little bit open. They're kind of going like, oh, I'm sleepy. Oh, looking at this face makes me feel so sleepy. And then you can add all the other parts that you'd like. Maybe, oh, can we see this person's ears? I'm going to go back to my purple. And our ears line up right the top is just a little bit above where our eye is. You can see like my glasses, right? My glasses rest on my ear, so it kind of lines up with our eye. So I'm gonna do one ear here and one ear here. They're kind of round. There's the ears. And then, ooh, what kind of hair does my person have? Let's see. Maybe they have red hair. And I think this person might have kind of long hair like mine. So I'm gonna paint, need a lot of red paint. She really long hair. So I'm gonna just, ooh, look at this long red hair. I'm really gonna use a lot of paint for this because their hair is very long. But you can make your person have shorter hair. Maybe their hair is in a hairstyle that you like. Maybe it's in a ponytail, or they're wearing a headband, or their hair is spiked straight up. You can look however you like. I finished one side of my hair. I'm going to do the other side. It's fun to paint, isn't it? I like using all the different crazy colors too. And a little more so it goes all the way. The hair's so long it actually goes off the page. And ooh, I forgot one more thing. This also helps show expressions. Eyebrows. How about yellow eyebrows? I hope you'll be able to see this. There's just two little arches above the eyes. Does this person look sleepy? Now it looks maybe like they're kind of like, huh? And one last thing I would like to add is the neck. So I use the purple for the head. I'm going to use purple for the neck. I'm going to add a little bit more of that red hair going right up to the neck here. And what do you think? Do you like my sleepy looking purple person with red hair? If you want some more ideas for other expressions you can try to paint, you can use your cards. Remember the cards we made before? So maybe if you're thinking, what can my person be? You can choose a card without looking. Oh, kind of surprised. And what does their mouth look like? Oh, they're surprised and they're sad. Or maybe they're scared. If you'd like, I painted my head so that it takes up the whole paper, but you could also paint yours smaller and then you can paint or draw what is this person so scared of or what's surprising them. Maybe someone jumped out and said boo, and that's why they're making this face. Ah! So you can also use your portrait to tell a story. And if you'd like, again, you can use those markers. You don't have to use crazy colors like I did. You can use realistic colors. Like my hair is not red. It's very dark. It's almost black. So I could use black for the hair. You can use colors that are like your skin colors for the nose and the mouth. You can do whatever you like. Thanks for joining me to look at and make our own portraits today. I hope you had fun. And I hope when you see people around your house and your neighborhood, you start to think about, what would they look like if I made a portrait of them? We will see you next month again for Playdate with Art. Until then, have fun.